would have been nice to go to the police and tell them that I've been kidnapped, tell them that I've been shot at on a daily basis, tell them that I've been stabbed or whatever just because of what I was doing or whatever. But in reality, the communication between police and your average civilian is non-existent. Do you know what I'm saying? Police are not really, especially at that time, we're not really going to, you know, put me in any sort of protective custody or do anything special for me that they wouldn't do for anyone else. This is not America. So when you're in that situation, you kind of feel slightly alone, and sometimes you feel you have to take matters into your own hands. At the end of the day, you see my son standing there now. He's 16 years old. When he was 1, someone put a gun to his head in front of me. You know what I'm saying? To threaten me. At that point, I think most dads would do whatever it takes to do what they need to do. In hindsight, I can look back and say, you know, like, I didn't want to spend that time in jail, I didn't want to whatever, but I can't truly say that if someone come and done that again today, I wouldn't do the same thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my kids are my life. And those 9 months that I spent inside were moving, because, you know, I protected my family, or felt I was protecting my family, but then I let them down by not being there for them at vital stages in their life. I missed my daughter taking her first steps. Do you know what I mean? I had near enough a year away from my son, and before that point we were close. He didn't even want his mum at that point. I made 21 seconds with him on my chest in a sling. You see what I'm saying? Like, we were that close. So those things are kind of, you know, when I came out of prison, I saw the effects that me not being there had on them. So I came out, and I mean, on my exit, on my release from prison, I realized quite quickly, you know, the music industry had shut their doors on me. I was in the front page of every paper, gun-toting gangster, this, that, or whatever. Everyone had the wrong idea about what I was about.
Must have been tough as well.
Of course it was. I was a recluse. I was on tag for a bit when I come out, so I had time limits where I could be and whatever, but I pretty much stayed in my house with my brother at the time, and I moaned and I cried and I was depressed, and it got to the point where I just said, you know what, I'm not doing nothing no more. I just don't want to do it no more. And I turned my back on acting, you know, and I weren't making no music, and then I got a random call from Saul Dibb, who's the director and writer of Bulletboy.
Bulletboy, yeah.
And you know, I spoke to him on the phone, and I was just like, bro, I'm not acting no more. And he was like, well, like, you have to make this movie, because this movie is about you. Do you know what I'm saying? I've been wanting you to do this movie for however long. Now, the whole music thing came about just through a passion. Mega had a plan. Yeah, the rest of us, we were just more creative. It meant more to me, So Solid meant more to me. I try and explain this to everyone. It meant more to me than music and getting a #1. That to me was about stability. I grew up around here with no brothers, yeah, no older brothers, hardly any, like, you know, protection from the elements, the gangs and whatever. So, you know, in that situation, most people, like when you're in that age group or whatever, it's like you beat them or you join them. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day. But I was kind of, I dabbled. So I'd be like, you know, I'd be out with gigs and them lot, do you know what I'm saying, SM1 or whatever, but not in the gang, do you know what I'm saying? And then I'd be on the weekends, I'd be in Sylvia Young Theatre School doing ballet, tap and whatever. Do you know what I'm saying? I mixed it up a bit, but I was never kind of affiliated to one thing. So Solid was a collective, essentially, so it was made up of different groups. But we wanted to, rather than spend the next 5 years releasing artist after artist or whatever, we wanted to find a way that we could all be on one track at once, which is unheard of at the time. So the limit for a track for radio is 3 minutes 30. And we just divided that by the amount of people that were on the track. And it was 21 point something seconds. So that's how 21 Seconds was born. So my advice to every young child that I meet, every child that I mentor, I come in contact with, is nothing's too bad that you can't turn it around. I think that's one of the big problems in this society. You know, people get into debt with bills. Your bill is £200. You ain't got the money. What do? You bury your head in the sand. Next month is £400. Next month, it's just going up. You might as well have dealt with the £200 and got it out of the way. Do you know what I'm saying? By the end of it, you look up and you're owing 1,000 or whatever it is. That's how I deal with life.
So what, you think you're the best? You against me, that's a disrespect. Selling you're the top boy, still I ain't heard a better mixtape than Blacklisted yet. No playlist, no label home. Just a couple real niggas.